What up? Hello, hello. Just trying to, oopsie, get a few things set up here. Hello, everybody. Here she is. I'm wearing her. Let's see. Oops. Okay, I can flip and spell. Okay, so what I'm doing today is a live tutorial. I figured it was like the easiest way to present the macaw and get it out there, because I've been putting it off, and because my phone doesn't have a lot of memory on it, and I could only do like 7 to 8 minute clips. So I figured I saw that our was it Just Frog It used to do tutorials live, and it was kind of cool because you guys can talk to me. Hi Gia, look. This yarn is I got from Yarn Nut, and it is the Ice Rockabilly, and it really just, this couldn't have been better colors. I mean, it turned out, it's so soft and so drapey, and this metallic of the Rockabilly just gave me the colors that I really wanted. Thank you so much, Gia. Today I'm gonna do, this was colors that were inspired by a Harlequin macaw, and oh, my pearls, I got them, Jan. I saw that pop up. But this one is a Harlequin macaw, and today we're gonna do, I'm using the colors for a scarlet macaw, which it's yellow, red, and blue. So let's see, I have a little bit of music playing in the background. It is a non-copyright lo-fi, just for a little bit of in between when I'm stitching, to break up the noise a little bit. So let's see, I'm gonna come over here. I've got you guys up on my screen so I can try to every once in a while look up at the chat. So just be mindful that I am going to be stitching. I'm going to change the camera view, and you're going to just see my hands while I stitch for the rest of the tutorial. So real quickly, I tried to put as much as I could up in the, oh, I've got the circle of death. What's going on here? I hope I'm still going. Oh, there I am. Okay, so let me put that off. Oh boy, them grays. Ooh, I need to do my hair. I need to do my hair. So, this Kerchette right here took 6 skeins, or 6 balls of Rockabilly. So, all right, let me, oh, that music has got, let me turn that off because it's got commercials. Okay, so let me just get my area. All right, I'm flipping. I think, will it let me flip? Oh, it will. Okay, I have to. Let me get this camera in a good spot. We gotta go this way a little. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay. Get this out of the way. Okay, so here are the colors I'm going to use. They're just going to use just a very little bit of this. And so what I've got here, I just was looking, these colors are not I've got a bunch of the blue, but yellow was just like not a color in my arsenal. So I did have this. This is Fair Isle Madeline. I've got a Trivoli XL, and then We Love Yarn. I got these two from Hobie, and then I got these two. I believe I got them from Ben Franklin. Yes, I did. I got them from Ben Franklin. So it was as close as I could get to that scarlet. This red is a little, I would have liked more of a real bright Christmas red, but I think they're going to be okay. So we're going to start with this one. So this is a 4-weight. And I'm going to use a 5.5 crochet hook. Macaw, the original Macaw made with Rockabilly. Like I said, I used 6 skeins. And I also used a 5.5 because I wanted to have a little bit of a looser stitch. And today I am, instead of messing with the center pull, I'm going to use my little yarn genie, which is wonderful if you don't like to mess around with trying to find the center pull or deal with yarn barf. So this, it just feeds right off of it. I love this thing. I got it off Amazon for like 10 bucks. And I love it because it feeds nicely. Okay, so let me see here. Let me just take a little swig. That's my, and I love this. It's got the little, it's my favorite mug. I got that from Hurley. Okay, so I've got my pattern. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with a chain 4. Get your slip knot on your hook. And let's go chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go back into the first chain. And we are going to join. Get the little tail out of the way. I like to give that a little tug. And then we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see. I think maybe I can get this a little closer. Okay. Oh, sorry, I've got to talked about yarn snagging and it snagged. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I look up cute nails. Thank you. There, I've tried the Maniology, and that's a little stamp. It was so easy to use. I'm so hooked because anybody that knows me knows I love decorations. Okay, so now what we're going to do is the beginning and ending of every row is going to have what I call, it's called a puff edge. And I learned this edge from Fiber Spider. Thank you, Craig. And he actually, on his tutorials, I believe the patterns are by Purple Iguana. But she does, what it is it's going to be your chain 3, double crochet. Then we have a chain 1. And then double crochet. There's 1 double. And then 1 more double. So the beginning will be a chain 3, double, chain 1, double, double. Okay? So then we are going to chain 1. And I think I do. Okay, yep. And so this is going to be the point, which is a double crochet, chain 2, and then another double right back into that center. So that's going to end up being our point, and then chain 1. And now we're going to do an ending puff, which the ending puff will do 2 doubles. There's your 2 doubles, chain 1, and then 2 more doubles. That thing was in my way. And you guys just talk amongst yourself. I'm seeing chats pop up, but I am not watching the chat. So I do apologize. I will go back after the end of this and look for any questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at creationsbyjax@gmail.com. It's in my About tab, or on Facebook or Instagram. If you have any questions, since I'm not watching the chat. And then I think, do I have, oh, my Trishy Wonder Twin is here. Thank you, sweetheart, for being here. My moderators can help with any questions, I'm sure, or feel free to, like I said, leave me messages and I will come back and watch, and then also emailing. Okay, so we're going to turn our work and we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to jump back over to this chain space in the puff, and we're going to do a puff. So that's 2 doubles. Oops, this yarn splits a little bit. Goodness. It really reminds me of Karen's Simply Soft. Not usually my favorite, but I really liked the metallic-y color of that. Okay, so there's our 2 doubles. Chain 1, and then 2 more doubles. So again, every single row through this entire project will start with a puff and a chain 1. And it causes a beautiful edging, so you don't have to put an edge on this. It does it for you. Okay, so there's our 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, and then chain 1. And now what we're going to do is kind of like a filet crochet. We're going to skip those 2 doubles and go right into this chain 1 space and do a double. Oops. Chain 1, and then into our center. Our center will be 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. I feel like I'm a little off center here. Let me move my camera a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. So there's our 2 doubles, and now chain 2, and right back into that chain space with another 2 doubles. Okay, so that's our point. Every point is going to stack on top of each other. Okay, so chain 1, skip over into this chain space and do a double. Chain 1, and now we're going to jump over to our chain space and do our puff. So 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay. Just so you can kind of see what's happening, I'm going to take a little sip. All right. It's been a crazy allergy day. I'm going to take a pause here real fast just to look up and see if I see anybody. Are you guys behaving yourselves? Oh, I'm on ice cream. Ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. I got some ice cream. You ain't got no ice cream. Wanna lick? Psych. Name that comedy stretch. That's from the 80s, yo. All right, so we're actually going to repeat this filet. Hold on, I've got to take Macaw off. She is getting warm. We are going to do, let's see. Okay, so now, let's see, what did I do? Let me find my pattern again. Okay, we're gonna end up doing filet for 2 more rows. So start our row off with our chain 2 and our puff. Ha ha, Emmy got it. I looked up for a second. Wasn't that the one that he was wearing the red leather suit? Eddie Murphy, I loved him. Okay, so there's our little buff with our chain 1, and now we're going to jump over those to the chain space and do a double. Actually, you know what? In the chain spaces that are right next to the puffs, we're going to throw 2 doubles now. Okay? Because we want this, what that does is makes the wing kind of start to curve up. Okay, so now we'll do our fillet. Chain 1 and jump to the chain space. Chicka, chicka, chicka dee, I see you, baby. Oh, I hear Mr. Wood coming. He might pop in here. Now we're in our point. So remember, that's 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, and then we are going to chain 1, jump to our chain space, and just do 1 double, chain 1, and then in this last chain space, throw 2 doubles. We need to increase the row a little bit more than just the point. Okay. Okay, and then now we do our normal repeat for the end, and that's chain 1, jump to the puff, and do our ending puff. Margie! Margie is killing the Hat Not Hate Challenge. I'm so appreciative of you participating. I'm a little behind on my November hats. I did make one a couple of days ago that is that interlac, or the Tunisian, that I was really happy with. Okay, so you can kind of see what's going on here. Let's do that fillet row one more time. Chain 2 and turn it up. Okay, and then 1, 2, we're going to go into our puff stitch and a double and a double and another one. Oops. Chain 1 and then 2 more doubles. Chain 1, and then in our first chain space we're going to do 2 doubles, having our little increase. Chain 1, skip to the next chain space and throw a double. Chain 1, next chain space and throw a double. Chain 1, and then into our point, 2 doubles. There's 1, 2. Okay, and chain 2. This is getting caught up. And then 2 more doubles. And then, oh look, Granny D! I'm wearing my Sashka for you, my love. I need to get some more. They're making such the pretty ones. I need to get some more. Okay, and then off the corner, or the point, we're going to chain 1, jump to our chain 1 space and throw a double. Chain 1 to the next chain space and throw a double. Chain 1, then into the last chain space, 2 doubles. I am so happy that I can do this now. This is actually kind of fun. I feel more at ease doing this tutorial live than I do recording it. And I am able to go mobile now. I got my thousand family members, my lovey loveys. It's so wonderful. Thank you to Triple C and Joe Show. So here I'm at the last. I did my 2 doubles and my chain 1, and then into that, let's throw our ending puff. Yeah, are you guys talking about yarns that split? I just saw that come across. You know what I've noticed is with yarns that are splitty like this, I hook up one size. Like this yarn calls for a 5mm crochet hook, I believe. Where is it? Oh, this one actually calls for an E4mm crochet hook. No way. No way. That is a no way. Anyway, usually 4 weight calls for an H, and this one I hooked up to the I. So I notice it doesn't split as much, but yeah, it's not my favorite kind of yarn, but it was the only pretty yellow I had. I really wanted to get more rockabilly to do the second one, but I'm on a yarn freeze right now. I'm not able to buy any more yarn for a while until I do a couple more commission projects. I need to replenish the piggy bank. Okay, so far you see what we've got going here. We've got 3 rows of the filet. Well, actually, I guess it's 4 rows of filet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is, now we're going to just go into a couple of rows of doubles with some front or third loop doubles. So I'm just going to take a little break here and take a sippy poo. Got some yummy coffee from my Black Rifle. It's their Christmas blend, and a little bit of vanilla creamer. It's deliciousness. What do we got going up? Say hello to people. Oh yeah, I saw that 75% off, and they had their bracelets for $6. It wasn't bad, but sometimes they get you with the shipping. So what else? I just was looking at the chat for un momento. Okay. All right, so now let's go. Ooh, peppermint mocha. I usually don't like minty stuff with my chocolate, but I'm starting to acquire a taste for it. That freshness, like that fresh taste of the minty with the chocolate. Yum. Okay, so there's our chain 2 into our puff. Beginning puff. I know, right? Black Rifle is amazing. We are subscribers. We get the monthly bag. My husband drinks the calf, and I had the monthly sampler to try them all. And so far, I think I like Silencer. What was it? Silencer and Battleship were the two. I like more of the medium to dark roast, because that calf one, the light, whoo, it's like jet fuel. But my husband is an old truck driver, so. Okay, so now we're going to change up a little bit. Let me back up a little. We're starting to get bigger. Okay, but again, always our puff with a chain 1, because we need this space right here for our increase. So we're going to put 2 doubles there. I sunk your battleship. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go to these 2, and we're going to put double on top. So 2 doubles in the next 2. So I'm sorry, 1 double in the next, and the top of the next 2, and then in the chain space, we're going to put 1 double. In the top of the next double, we'll put a double on top. Into the chain space, a double. Come on. into the top. Boy, this is not feeding off here like it normally does. To the top, and then into the chain space. And then into the top of the next two. Oops. I almost feel like this needs to come over a little bit more. Okay, there, that's better. Okay, into the top. And then 2 doubles in your point. Chain 2. Two doubles. A double into the top of the next 2. Yes, Jan, I just looked up to see that. Black Rifle, I love it. It's owned, operated, and helps fund veterans. And their commercials are funny as, oh my goodness. Some of the commercials are hilarious. But you definitely have to not be like anti-gun. Because they're all about the rifles. All about the guns. So, oh, I'm just repeating what we're doing. So remember, 1 double into the chain space. Oh, the Sashkas. No, I'm talking about coffee. Black Rifle coffee. It's owned and operated. I'm probably jumping in on a conversation you guys are having amongst yourselves if I'm not. If that's not pertinent to what you were talking about, Trishy, sorry. Okay, then we're to our last chain space. Remember, that one's going to be 2 doubles. I'm being that friend that walks away during a movie. What happened? What happened? What happened? They have this water canteen at Black Rifle I want so bad. It literally looks like an old army water canteen, but it's like see-through green. It is so cute. I want it so bad, and it's sold out. It's sold out in like freaking 5 minutes. Oh, well, thank you, Trisha. Get that. I don't know why it's flagging your comments, Jan. Are you being naughty up there, young lady? Okay, so now you can see we've put a row of doubles, and this is the back side. So now we're on the front side of the work, and so you're going to know that whenever we're on the back side of the work, which this next row will be on the back, we're going to do, when we get into over into here, we're going to do some 3rd loop doubles to push this forward. Okay. All right. So our normal chain 2, 2 doubles, chain 2. I'm sorry, chain 1. Chain 1, only chain 1 in the puff. Two doubles. Okay, our puff with our chain 1. Chain 2, that chain space, 2 doubles. Oh, for criminy sakes, that keeps getting caught up. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do that 3rd loop. So normally you have your 2 V's and, oh, come closer, these 2 V's in the top that we usually go underneath. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn this, and we're going to grab this little, oops, yarn, get out of the way. We're going to grab this little 3rd loop right here, okay, and double. Okay, and the next one, grab that 3rd loop. And if you get lost and you're having a hard time seeing where that 3rd loop is, just flip it up and you can see that it's going to be right below your next stitch. So third loop. Or if the third loop doesn't, work for you, it's harder for you to maneuver, do a front loop double. So you would just take this little front loop one right here. Because we want that, I'm trying to put a line. We want a rib, like a ridge in the front of the work now. So we're just gonna third loop double all the way across. Okay, my yarn genie is not being cooperative today. And while we're going across, I am so excited to be part of the hashtag Our Gifts of Love for our Blessed Sharon. It's just, excuse me, it is just blown up. I just am so overwhelmed with how much generosity people have put forward. I've even had people that aren't even part of the Yarny community, but are part of special needs community and the disabilities community come forward to participate in this, to give some love to Sharon. It's absolutely just, it overwhelms me with the generosity of this community to come together and take care of each other. It's just, thank you everybody so much for being a part of that. I think we're close to 2,500 now, or no, we're up to 2,600 as of yesterday or Friday. Was it Thursday or Friday? And 20 prizes. So amazing. Thank you, Trishy, for doing it. If anybody wants to drop the link to the latest video for Trishy for the Our Gifts of Love, please do so. So I'm in the point and I'm at our 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. I've already made a hat and shawl set, or hat and scarf set, that was real androgynous. I wanted to make sure, in case there were, people that didn't want the fluffy shawls, or, oops, sorry, I got to pull that out, back to the chain 2, or, the real girly stuff. I made something out of the, the Morning Java Ferris wheel. So it's brown, and it's kind of like a waffle stitch hat and scarf. And then I am gonna, of course, do a hugger. I've got to do my hugger. And if anybody doesn't know, my shawls that I design are called huggers. So now we're back into the third loop. I guess let me go back, because sometimes that third loop coming out of the corner is hard to see. So kind of pull your stitches over a little bit, and you can see that double right there. We want to take the third loop that's right next to it. Okay, there you go. And then third loop all the way across. And then I didn't get a chance to say hello to everyone. I'm seeing that some of my most favorite lovies are here. Thank you guys for coming in. Even if you're not, doing the tutorial, I'm so grateful that you're here, just showing me some love. And it makes me feel so good. Even if you're not doing the design, just that you're here interacting with everyone. It's great. I was thinking about doing another tutorial like this for my latest, again, I call it a pocket hugger, because it's my design. I used the hag stitch. Again, I love my hag stitch. Oops. And it has a detachable hood that can also be worn as a cowl hood. It's really cute. Okay, so this last one here, you got to make sure not to miss it. So, my computer just slept. You've got your last double right there. So you need to go up into that. What happened? My computer just slept completely. That was weird. 2 doubles into that last space. Chain 1, and then into our puff. I guess every once in a while I'm going to have to reach up and tap my computer. It just slept. And I can't see you guys anymore. Okay, so there's our last 2 doubles. Okay. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Let me get my computer fired back up again. There it goes. Okay. All right, so let's chain 2 and turn. And we're gonna look at how pretty it makes that little line there. I love that. That's one of my favorite textures. It looks like a braid that sits right on top. It's a little more defined than just a back loop, because a back loop just literally gives you one of the V's that pops out, but with the 3rd loop, it really gives you this gorgeous rib. Okay, sippy sip time. I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday fun day. This weekend went way too fast. My allergies are kicking me in the face today. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this ribbing 1, 2 for 3 rows. So now this is the one that it gets a little tricky because we're going from the back side of this. So let's do our little puff. Chain 1, 2 doubles. Chain 1, and then throw our 2 doubles into the chain 1 space. Okay, now this one we're going to go from behind, so because we want to pop that onto the front. So what we're going to do is you're yarn over, and what I do is I use my hook and I pop through that, use my hook to grab that 3rd loop and pull it up. And again, if you don't like how this feels, just go into the back loop and do back loop doubles. It'll still give you that little bit of texture. So pull those apart a little bit, yarn over, and I use my hook. Go through that, pop through there, and use the hook, hook that 3rd loop, and just pop it up. Okay? And then double. Okay? Yarn over, go into the next one, just pop it through the hole, grab that 3rd loop and pop it up and double. So this one is actually kind of, you can get into a little groove. Pop it through the hole, grab with your hook, rotate your hook, and then double. Pop it through. Use your hook to pull that back. Oops. And double. You could also throw a row of double crochets across to get back to the wrong side to do your 3rd loops. If you wanted to put them in between, it would space these out a little bit. But again, this pattern is very versatile, and how big you want to make it, what colors you want to use. You literally do not have to use Macaw colors. You could use any color you want. But when we get into the body of the pattern, my stitches that I use, I was trying to emulate, is that the word, emulate? Feathers. And I searched and I searched and I searched, making sure that I wasn't really, you know, using someone else's design work that, you know, had already done a bird shawl or, you know, things like that. For weeks, I was all over the internet doing different kinds of wording and just making sure that someone has not used this kind of stitch work. And there was a couple that were similar, but theirs were very lacy, and I didn't want this to be too lacy. Airy, not lacy. Okay, we're coming towards the point. Now this last one, make sure not to skip that, because we need this last little third loop that's right before the corner, or the point. So there you go. Now we're to the point. You can see how that's causing a parallel line. And then into our point, we're going to do our 2 doubles. Chain 2. Oops, I only did chain 1. Chain 2. 2 doubles. Okay, now we're back into our third loop. So pull that apart a little if you have to. Go into your little, use your hook, grab that third loop and pop it up. I'll do that one more time. I'll do it a little slower and a little closer. So you can pull that apart a little if you have to. Go into that little space, and with my hook I'm going to snag that third loop and pop it up. And then do my double. Snag it and double. Do that all the way to the end. We're going to do this one more row, and then we're going to get into a color change, and then we're going to get into the feathers. I was almost thinking, how long have I been on? 42 minutes. I think what we'll do is we'll go through just one row. I didn't want this to be too long, but because I think did Petra go on? I'm looking at the chat. I didn't want to stomp on anybody's live toes because I know my Crochet Rocks is on. But again, this is a tutorial. This wasn't meant to be a, you know, coming at you live. So it's really being filmed for replay purposes, not to stomp on anybody's live toes. I'm on. Okay. I'm so looking forward to Thanksgiving this year, because we are doing something special. I'm gonna go have a bonfire, and I'm so excited. I need to get outside. Have a little bit of the blues going on. Okay, so oops, let me go back to make sure that you see again these tricky stitches at the end, because it's really easy to miss. You can see how I'm in those last 2 doubles. You got to grab that one that's right before the chain space. Okay. And then throw your 2 doubles. Bonfires and ocean are my jam. I could literally just sit there for hours. We got stuff to make s'mores. We've got our little camping sticks for making s'mores and stuff. I can't wait. Okay, so there's the 2 doubles, chain 1, and we're in our puff. Chain 2. And oops. There goes Splitty McSplitterton. And chain 2, or 2 doubles. Okay, now we're going to chain 2 and turn, and now we're to the wrong side of the work again, where these third loop are a little easier again. Oh, snow. Yeah, we haven't got snow yet. There was a pretty windy storm that came in last night, but it's getting pretty cold again. I'm wondering if we're going to have a white Christmas this year. Okay. Let's see where I split that yarn. I hate that. Oh well. All right. So we have our chain 2. Let's do our puff. Oh, his HD is in the house. So we've got 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles in the chain space. Does anybody know what happened to Just Frog It? Our Lana, she like dropped off and she has been MIA for months. I was really worried about her and her mama. Okay, so see here, we're going to start with our third loops again. My Lana Banana, I think Dana Triple C had said that she had to take a break because work had gotten crazy or something, but I would have thought she would have at least popped in for a second to say hello. She was really thriving with her tutorials. She got me hooked on trying to do Tunisian and then was just like deuces. I was like, oh man. Corona needs to go to rehab. I'm over it. Third loopy loops. See, this is the time where I wanted to have our music in the background, but I loaded up the wrong one. It had commercials. I don't want commercials on our music. I meant to do my lo-fi beats for these quiet times. Ooh, I smell the smoker. My honey is smoking chicken. He's throwing the chicken in the smoker for just to put a little smoke on it, and then we make chicken and dumplings. What? Shut your face. Get off the porch. It's so good. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I think he's going to use the pecan. Oh, it's just amazing. I never would. I was like, what are you doing? For what? Literally. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, we're coming up on the point. Oh, he's gonna make me some more jerky. I told him I wanted him to try to make me some turkey jerky. Okay, don't forget that last one that kind of pops into the point space. Okay, now we're at our point. 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. I know, I love turkey. My husband is Norwegian Swede, and which I call him Swidgen, and his family, a lot of times instead of cranberries, they use lingonberries. And oh my goddess, yum. It is like we have the lingonberries in this house year round. Anytime we have chicken or any kind of fowl, You know, we have our little lingonberries, and my middle child, Rain, absolutely loves lingonberries. She will like eat that whole jar. We even put it on top of ice cream. But lingonberries are so good, and so I found it at our Safeway, and I of course had to buy 2 jars of it. But I so look forward to the turkey sandwiches the next day, and I put lingonberries on it. So good. Lingonberry preserve. It's a Scandinavian like jelly jam. It's like fruity jam. Yes, it would be delicious in crepes. In fact, my kids liked to do Nutella with lingonberries, because what's nice about the lingonberry preserves is it's not real sweet. There's kind of that little tart. They really remind me of a cross between a cranberry and a blueberry. There's just, oh, it's so good. But we also make this thing called crop cockers, and they're potato dumplings with salt pork in the middle, and you boil them, and then after the next day you slice them and fry them in butter, and then put the lingonberries on top. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the mama, Terry's mama, she actually will be 100 years old in June. She used to make the crop cockers, and I made them for her she was here last Christmas. It was her last visit out before she couldn't travel anymore. The dementia's getting really bad. And oops, I put that chain 1 in the wrong spot. So I'm at the end. Throw your 2 doubles in the chain 2 space. And I made it for her, and it made her cry. I was like, don't cry, Mama. But it had been a very long time since anybody had made the potato dumplings. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to skip over that. So we did 2 doubles in the chain 1 space, chain 1, and then our ending puff. Two doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay. Now we're gonna, oops, I think we tie off now. Yep. Okay, so here, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chain 1, and I kind of pull that tight. Get my scissors. Excuse me, pull that through and tighten it down. Where'd that nail come from? All right, so you can, let me get that on camera so you can see. I'm gonna pull it a little bit because it's gonna stretch it out a little so you can really see the little ribbing lines. So pretty. Okay, and so now I'm gonna get this lighter yellow. Let me get this gold out of the way. Okay, now we are going to start the new color. Wonder Twins are back. Okay. And what we're gonna do is right there in that very first double, we're gonna add, pull through, and then tighten it down. And now we're just gonna go on business as usual. Okay, we're gonna chain 2 with our new color. I am one to not do my ends as I go, because if you need to come back and frog, which I try to say, no frog zone, one of my stickers. I hate frogging, and I will do anything I can to not have to frog. So, but just in case, I don't like to sew my ends in until the end in case I do have to make corrections. Especially, you know, because you're like, ooh, I don't like how that's working up. Let me go back. So if you tie these or you sew these ends in now, it just makes frogging even worse. So I don't do my ends until the end. Okay, so I have my chain 2, and we're going to puff. But please feel free to sew in your ends as you go, if that's your jam. Chain 1, 2 doubles. Oh, really? I should have wound this into a cake before. It's been sitting in my stash for a while. Where am I? Okay, one more double. Yeah, no, well, I was talking about boogers earlier. No, I wasn't. Okay, so again, we're going to go right, do our normal and our 2 doubles into that chain space for our increase row. Right, Karen? I hate frogging. Literally. In fact, where's Laura? Where is she? Oh, see, like you made me think my Lala was here. Psych. I know, right? That's why I'm like, I'm not on camera. No camera today. I can't even believe that. I look up at my screen and it's like blasting my grays. Really? I cannot believe it. I am only 47. I should not have that many grays. But I think I'm going to throw some purple. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some more filet, which is going to set us up for our feathers. Okay, so what we want to do, did I do it into the first or did I skip one? Let me go back to my pattern. Change to the yellow, double crochet in the first. Okay, so here we are going to chain 1. So that's, I haven't been doing that, so don't forget this chain 1 because we kind of want to make an increased space here. And in the very first double, we're going to throw a double right on top. Chain 1, skip 1, double. Chain 1, skip 1, double. So just throw filet stitches all the way across. Chain 1, skip 1, double. Chain 1, skip 1, double. I thought that's what this is called, the filet stitch, but I could be wrong. Chain 1, skip 1, double, all the way to the point. Oh, she finally getting her nails did? I know, I could not take it anymore. I was like, I tried the Color Street from our Oak Knob Makes, Monique, and oops, look what I did. I didn't skip one. And on my natural nail, they did not work. So I know that people have been complaining about them not staying. So if you have a thin or oily nail bed, Color Street don't work. They literally, my first shower, they peeled. So what I did was, these are iridescent tips. You can kind of see they're mother of pearl tips. And then I used my acrylic dip. That's where and then you dip it in the powder and you shake it off, and then, and they're really easy to use. And then I used my Maniology stamp, but I could not take it anymore. I really like the dip powders. Yes, pearl, they are. They're my pearls. I love them. But yeah, I needed my decorations again. Okay, so we're coming to the last 2 stitches here. Now, one wonderful thing also about this is, say like you get to the end here and you don't have 2 stitches left. Just throw a single crochet or do a chain and then go right into your point. No big deal. Was it somebody here? Sandra? Hello, Sandra? I was like, is it my Sandy Lou, Sandra? Okay. So we have skip one, and then in the very last one, we're going to throw our double. And now we're to our point. So, oh, hi, Sandra Johns. Thank you and welcome in. 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles for our pointy point. And now, again, if you come to the corner or you come to the point and you don't have enough to do your skip one and double into the last, just mirror what you did right here. That's how you keep from having to frog. So we did have enough room to go right into our last one. So go ahead and just mirror what you just did on the other side. So a double into that first one, chain 1, skip 1, double. Because I will tell you, on the prototype, that's exactly what happened to me. I got to the end and I was like, oh, if I skip one, I'm going to be in the point. So I did. And I just made sure on this other side to skip that first one and go into the next double with a chain 1. So fillet all the way down this side, chain 1, skip 1, double. Oh, Emmy, I just got some of the glitter dip. And you know what? I was using my regular acrylic. I have my regular acrylic powder that that I use with the monomer and the like you would get in the salon. And I did the dip system and dipped right into my acrylic, and it works amazing and way cheaper. I just buy was it ASP acrylic powder from Sally's, and you can buy it in the big containers, and it works just as well. And you know what I did is I took some in a separate container and added glitter to it, and I had some holographic powder, and I made my own. It worked. So you don't have to buy that expensive little tiny container dip powder that they use. You can use regular acrylic. Okay. Oh, I did. There it is. Did I miss one? No. See what happened here? I have one left. And if I skip one, I'll be in the corner. Not a big deal, or in the chain space. Not a big deal on this fillet. So chain 1 and go right into here for your 2 doubles. We just fudged this. Okay, now for our puff, chain 1. This pattern is really forgiving. Oop, I'm glitching a little. Sorry about the glitching. I think I can hear my son on his Xbox. Okay. So we've got our little fillets, and not, like I said, not a big deal that I was missing a stitch there. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to get rid of this color. And the next color, get that out of here, is our red. And I don't want to mess with yarn barf. Okay, so now we're going to put our red. Isn't it? This is a really pretty red. I love it. That's that Hobie Trivoli XL. It's a nice acrylic. It's not bad at all. It is way softer than, you know, Super Saver or anything like that. It's actually a very soft acrylic. I was very pleased. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to join our red. I just ripped it right off there. Join our red. And what I love about, I'm sorry y'all, I got to do is say, they come in packs of 10 and they're like $1 a piece. Okay, so we've joined our red, kind of tug on that a little bit to tighten that down. And we're going to chain 2 and do our puff. I'm sorry. I was actually literally going to do this tutorial in all red and surprise you with it. And I didn't have enough. I was like, dang it. Because this is actually the red that I used in Yarn Hag Ryan's birthday hag stitch kerchief that I made for her birthday. So I only had like 2 skeins of it left. Or, yeah, skeins. Okay, so we've got our puff with our chain 1. Do our normal 2 doubles in our chain space. I think my son's in the room next door playing Madden. It's like, get out of here with that. I'm okay. Boys. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, okay, I did my 2 doubles in the chain space. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do some V's. Is that what I did? Yes, I did the V's. Hold on, let me look. Because this is where I kind of changed the pattern a little bit. I want to make sure I get that. I got 2 doubles. And then, okay. All right, so what we did is we have 2 doubles there. And I am going to chain 1. And then into this first chain space, I'm going to do a single crochet. Chain 1. And then into the, oops, get off there. Into the next space, I'm going to do a V stitch. So that's a double. Uh-oh, you're snack. Don't snack to me, don't snack. Okay, so I've got a double, chain 2, and a double right into the same space, making our little V. Then in the next space, we're going to do a single crochet. And we're going to repeat that again. Oop, did I do a... I forgot the chain one. Sorry. Go back. Oh, for criminy sakes. Okay. Hey, Kimmy Kims! Chain 1. Single. Chain 1. V. It's so funny, really. Kimber Ann, I every single time I see you, all I can hear in my brain is, what the hell? What the hell? Don't say that. What the hell? I love your TikToks so much. Please never stop. Oops, I don't like that. Was too loose. Okay, the chain 1, there's my double. Chain 1, and then we have our single. Right? Chain 1, double, chain 2. I did that. I did do that. Hold on, I gotta rip back. Damn frogging. See, and you can really tell if you missed your, I missed my chain 2, because we want this little exaggerated point. So sorry about that. Jackie win a frogging. Okay. Chain 2, double, chain 1, single, chain 1, V, chain 2, second double, chain 1, no, it's not a hair kerchief. It's actually, I call it a kerchette. It's a shawlette kerchief. So it's, I guess you could put it over your hair. It's not quite a shawl. But there are pictures of the Macaw Kerchette on my Facebook page, and there's also another video about it. But this is the tutorial for that, for these one, those colors. So, but you could stop after the first repeat of feathers. We're setting up for the first row of feathers right now, and it could be for a hair, what is that called, kerchief? Okay, where was I? Chain 1. Okay, we're at our single. Chain 1, V, chain 2. Chain 1, single, chain 1, double, chain 2. Tater cakes. I love tater cakes with lingonberries. Literally, you could put lingonberries on a car bumper and it'd be good. Chain 1, and then we're coming to the end here. So we have our last V. And now what I'm going to do here is a little different than what we've been doing. Okay. Here, see, we have 3 from the last row of filet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into, let's see, where did I go? I'm on a single. We are going to go into this chain space with what is like the V. So no, we are not. Sorry, I remember I changed this last minute. We are going to go in like it's the single. So we're going to, actually on this one, we need to chain 2. So I have my 2 chains, jump over to this point, and you're going to do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet to keep in line with your point. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2 and go back to our V's. Now we're back to business. Angela, hello, love. Thanks for stopping in, sweetheart. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1 and go into the single. Chain 1 and V. I was so privileged and so happy that Angela and I did a yarn swap through our Crochet Blessings group on Facebook, and Ange hooked me up. I got a bunch of yarns I've never used before and some hanks of cotton. I was so happy. I always like to try new yarns. Okay. Just did a V, chain 1. Now we're going to single, chain 1. Keep going, we're almost halfway through this row. Double, chain 2, double, chain 1. Right, Kimber? Totally. there were definitely some yarns that I have looked at, but I'm like, you know, and there was some Annie, I think, was it Annie's or Knit Crate? I can't remember, but they were yarns that, you know, that I wouldn't normally have tried. But, oops. See, I missed my chain 2 over here yakking. But it was definitely, I love yarn swaps. I love to surprise people with, you know, again, things that they may not normally have. I'd like to do a yarn swap with Urban Yarn Gary. I want some of his hand-dyed yarn so bad, but I can't do the wool. And from what I'm hearing, I've got a couple of hand dyer friends that one of my girls, her yarn company is called Fiber Fetish, and she's taken a little break with it now. She's Miss Diamond painting. In fact, I'm going to do another artist inspo like this one, and it's based off of one of her diamond paintings that was created from her alcohol ink paintings, and she turned it into a diamond. She turned them into diamond paintings and is selling them. Holy Moses, they're so pretty. But okay. What happened? I am off. I guess that did make a difference. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to fudge this is, instead of my single crochet going right here, I've got my chain 1. I'm going to just pop right here, and I'm going to put it in the top of this double to save the pattern so I don't have to frog it. Okay, so now going to put the 2 doubles, because once the feathers start going in, you'll never even see it. Chain 1 and then do our puff. I must have dropped a stitch a couple rows back. I bet you it was in that 3rd loop. But again, I did this pattern to be able to take adjustment like that. And you just throw it in a place where, you know, the next row you're going to be building on it, so you'll never even see it. Okay. Back it up a little so you can see. Okay, so there's our setup row, and you can kind of see the points of where our feathers are going to start. Okay. I need to turn my page. I know, concentrate. Focus. Focus, Danielson. Stand the flow. Wax on, wax off. Up, down. Okay. Okay, now we're going to start our first section of the feathers. Okay, so do our normal puff. Chain 2. 2 doubles. Chain 1. 2 doubles. Chain 1. Same thing we always do. Our 2 doubles in that chain 1 space. As we continue to increase the wingspan. Okay. And now, let's see, let me get to my... There's my V's. Okay, so we need to jump across what were the single and these 2 doubles. So after this, the 2 doubles in that chain space, which causes an increase, we're going to chain 2. Now after our puff stitches, there's going to be a chain 2. And what we're going to do is in this first V, you can see your little V right there, we are going to do a back post double. And then into the center, we are going to do, sorry, my yarn got snagged. We are going to do a, I call it a mini V. Did I do that? Yes, I did. So it's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay. Then we're going to go into the second leg of the V and do another back post double. Now what we're going to do over the top of these singles is chain 2 and skip it. Okay. Jump to the next V and we're going to do a back post double. Oops, I missed my yarn over. Okay, double into the center of the V, chain 1, double, and then we'll do our front post. I'm sorry, back post double, chain 2, and we're just going to keep repeating that in every V. Back post double, oopsie, V into the center. Oh, well, I hope you enjoy and try it out, Kimber. I was trying to write up a written guide pattern for it. Well, I figure since I'm now, what, 82 minutes in, Trishy probably, because I guess this is going to be really long. But really all I have to do is 1, 2, yeah, I better do a second live. I don't know. We'll see. But if any of you guys need to drop off, you can. It is okay. You can always come back and rewatch if you decide you would like to participate and do this pattern. I'd love to see pictures if anybody does. Post to the Facebook page or to Instagram and tag me. I would love to see what you do with it. I think what I might do is stop this, take a little break, go eat something, and then come back and do and come back and do the second part. I think that is what I'll do. I'll go take an intermission and then I'll come back. Oh, please don't think that you put it on the WIP list or on the to-do list, the honey-do list. Okay, so we're just chugging along on these, building on our chain 2 over the top of the single, the back post. Yeah, right, popcorn. Double into the chain 2 space, chain 1, double, front post. Oh, guys, keep saying front post. Back post double. Chain 2. And now we're to our point. Now in our point, we're going to go back to our normal, which is the 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. chain 2, go back to our back post double, double into the center of the chain 2 space, chain 1, double, chain 2, front, back, that's a back post, double, chain 1, double. Yeah, Kimber, that's what I was doing. I was using my laptop to do lives and my phone to do tutorials, and I have an iPhone, and I just have no memory left. And I just recently hit my 1,000 lovies, so I was able to go mobile live. And I was like, I think it's looking pretty good on the, because I have it up on my computer too, so I can see the comments. And it looks like it's all right. It's pretty clear up there. But yeah, that was the only reason why I wanted to be able to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm not really looking to get monetized. I mean, down the road, yeah, but I don't want that pressure of, I need watch hours, I need watch hours. No, that's not why I started my channel. So I was just really happy to be able to go live mobile on my phone. Is my sweet tea here? I see. Oh, my sweet tea. Hi, honey. I thought you were visiting with your family. What are you doing? Yeah, see, that's the memory too. That's why I was like, the only way I'm going to be able to do a tutorial that's longer than 5 minutes is to go live. So that's what I did. Thank you, my sweet tea. I'm almost at the end of this row, and I'll put out the shawl so you can see where we're at. The Kerchette. Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, good. Oops. I missed my back post. Go back. See, there I go. Kimber, I'm not concentrating. Focus. Okay, we're coming up on this end again. So here we are. So we're going to do our chain 2, skip over all of this, and go into our chain space with our 2 doubles. Right? Focus. Yep, that's right. I did the 2 doubles on each side of that now. So before we were only doing the chain 2 in between the puff and these, but now we're going to be building up, and this is going to be a little space in between the feathers. So we're going to chain 2 before and after our increase. So I've got our chain 2 and then into our puff. Chain 1. Chain 2. I mean chain 2, double. So 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. And you can see, I'm going to pull this back a little bit. You can see this is starting to curve up like that, and that is going to give us what looks like our wingspan. Let me get my hooks out of the way. I don't need you. See, so you can see how it's starting to curve up, and that's what we want. We want this when it opens up to look like a wingspan. All right, now let's go to our next row. Bring you back down a little. going to do some shell stitches in between the post stitches. So our normal chain 2 and puff, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, thank you. Yeah, wait till we put the blue in there. It's gonna look like a, what is it called, a scarlet macaw. Okay, so we're here. We're gonna do our chain 2. We're gonna do into our first chain space like always. We're gonna do our 2 double increase. So 2 doubles. Now do our chain 2. Skip this and into, here's our little V. Okay, we're going to grab that front post, and because we're going to make this defining line. There's always going to be a post stitch at the outside of these. So there's our first. Then we're going to go in between this inside V right here, and we're going to do 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 more doubles into the same space. So right into the center of that mini V. Okay, then this last leg that goes down, you can see that defining. We're going to grab that and do a front post. So you see what we're doing there? Okay, then here's our chain 2. We're going to keep that consistent. Chain 2 right over the top of that, yarn over, and grab that front post and do a front post double. Shell into the center. 1, 2, chain 1, 2 doubles. Okay, yarn over and then grab our front post. See how that's working up? That's the beginning. There's 2 feathers. Okay, and chain 2, and that we're just going to do that all the way. That's the repeat. Front post double. Oopsie. Shell into the center of the mini V. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles. Grab your front post and double, chain 2. Front post, shell, okay, chain 2, front post, shell, 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, thank you, Jamie. And their front post. We're coming to the point, so it's time to pay attention. So 2 doubles, and ooh, look what I did. I missed it. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do if you've lost a stitch in the row previous. What you do is you yarn over and you go around this outside right here and you pull up a loop, okay? And then you yarn over again and go to the back side of it. And I'm going to pull that forward. Sorry, let me do that better. I'm going to pull that forward, okay? And I'm going to act like I'm going to do a double. And then see, now I've got that double going, and then I'm going to double again. Okay, so it just kind of helps, so I didn't have to go back and frog all of that. Do you see how I added that stitch? Okay, so now I'm going to just go right into right here with my shell. I actually learned that, I think her name is Olga. Did Olga do that? It's when you drop a stitch and it's an invisible way to add a dropped stitch. Again, like I said, I'll do anything I can, and see, it's not real noticeable. I mean, of course, you know, to our eye, you know, I kind of see that a little bit. But once I come back in here and I do the next row and I do that front loop on there, you will never see it. And that just saved me from having to rip out that entire row. Okay. So here I am with my chain 2. And we're going to go into our corner, or our point, with 2 doubles. My technical ability? Oh goodness, I've watched so many tutorials on how to fix stuff, because I hate frogging. But I have been crocheting for like 20 years, so there's our normal point. But thank you, Jamie. That means a lot to have someone actually say it. So I'm doing my normal point, which is the 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, and then we're going to chain 2 again, going over, and then jump to our V, to our front post. Two doubles. Chain 1. Yeah, right, sweet tea. Yeah, there's some things, of course, you have to frog, because if you're set on a setup row and if you don't get it right, it messes up the symmetry of the whole project. Absolutely. Like Phoenix, you'd have to frog. You miss anything on that blanket and it'll affect the rest of the blanket. So yeah, for sure. But this one, like again, I said earlier, I really was trying to find this pattern that can have a little bit of give and allows you to fix it instead of fix, not frog. Chain 1, 2 doubles. Yeah, I was about to say, Trishy, I'm sure there's some people that, you know, that just can't finish a project knowing that there is a mistake in it. And if I'm doing a commission project for someone, by all means, you know, I'm gonna frog it. But this is just for me, you know. So I mean, if anybody noticed that they dropped that stitch, frog it and go back. But this is just for me. I really don't care, and I won't even notice that that was there. I was trying to read Jamie's comment. I'll tell you what, a lot of the techniques and things that I've learned have been from Bag-A-Day Crochet and the Crochet Crowd, Mikey. I love a lot of his projects because they don't take a lot of counting. And I watch a lot of movies and listening to audiobooks and stuff when I crochet. And so I don't like to use a lot of patterns that cause you to have to count every row. I like what I've said in so many of my tutorials is the landmarks, you know, using landmarks to know where your stitches go instead of having to count. And but that's where I've learned a lot of